If you landed in Pune right now, here's what you would say. But just a few weeks ago, the situation was dramatically different.
Mumbai and Pune are facing a water emergency.
Residents are saying they are not getting water.
So how did Pune go from a water crisis to overflowing dams in a matter of weeks? Was the shortage really just a delayed monsoon? Or did this year expose a much bigger problem? I'm Lavanya, and in this episode of the Climate Brief, supported by Zerodha, we are breaking down Pune's recurring water crisis and why it should concern us. Before we look at what happened this year, let me give you some context. For Pune, water shortages aren't breaking news. Ask almost any Punekar about summers and chances are they'll all tell you the same thing. Dry taps, long queues for water tankers and housing societies rationing water. This was the case in 2015, 2023 and 2024. But 2026 was different. Since April, Pune has been facing erratic water supply across large parts of the city. And in June, the Pune Municipal Corporation, or the PMC, announced that large parts of the city would receive water only on alternate days, from June 15th to August 20th. The move was meant as a precaution to make sure that the city's reservoirs lasted until the monsoon arrived. And overnight, daily life in Pune changed. News channels and social media were flooded with visuals of people storing water in buckets and drums, housing societies scrambling to fill overhead tanks, and long queues just waiting for water tankers. Swimming pools stopped operating, car washing centers banned from using municipal water, and construction sites could no longer use drinking water. Hotels, restaurants, and other commercial establishments were asked to conserve as much as they could. Now remember, lakhs of Punekars already rely completely on private tankers for their daily water. We'll get to why in just a bit. But in the last few months, more households joined the queue to get tanker water. And when demand shoots up like that, so do prices. In several parts of Pune, residents reported paying almost double for a single tanker, with operators blaming limited water availability. But why have tankers gone from being a stopgap solution to a way of life for so many Punekars? Pune, as a city, literally grew around its rivers. It sits at the confluence of the Mula and Mutha rivers, and every monsoon rainfall in the Western Ghats fills a chain of reservoirs upstream. Most of Pune's drinking water comes from 4 dams: Khadakwasla, Panshet, Varasgaon and Temghar, together called the Khadakwasla Dam Chain, with the Khadakwasla Reservoir serving as the city's main source of drinking water. This chain can hold up to 29.15 thousand million cubic feet of water. Every year the monsoon fills these reservoirs and the water is released, treated and sent to meet the demands of Pune's 77 lakh residents. More recently, water from the Bhama Askhed Dam has been supplementing supply to eastern neighborhoods in Pune. But despite all of this, more neighborhoods are depending on private water tankers instead of municipal supply to meet the demand of the growing population. Between 2024 and 2026, annual tanker trips in Pune increased from 4 lakh to 5.1 lakh. And today, nearly 1,500 tankers cross the city on average. Why is the system unable to keep up? Well, the truth is, this year's crisis didn't happen overnight and is the result of problems that have been building up for years. The water system has been breaking down for years due to chronic long-term issues. First, rapid urbanization. Pune today is a very different city from the one its water system was originally built for. Over the last 4 decades, the area of the city has expanded 4-fold, while its population has grown to nearly 77 lakh people. Now, according to government norms, every urban resident should receive around 135 liters of water a day. And by that calculation, Pune needs roughly 21 TMC every year. As we saw in Chapter 2, the city gets its water from the Khadakwasla Dam complex, which can store a total of 29 TMC, of which only 16.3 TMC is allocated for households in the city, which means every single year, the PMC faces a shortage. Only about 10% of households get 24-hour supply. Others get water for as little as 20 minutes a day. And many areas and informal settlements depend on the tankers. In short, the city is growing very fast and its supply of water has simply not been able to keep pace. By 2047, Pune's population is projected to hit 1 crore, with water demand expected to rise by 66%. In fact, studies found that urbanization poses an even bigger threat to Pune's water security than climate change itself. And at this rate, the city could face a prolonged drought by 2050. Second, groundwater depletion. Like every single major Indian city, Pune's groundwater is depleting at an alarming rate due to its expansion. Rise in concretization of buildings, pavements, and roads further interrupts the groundwater recharge process, depleting these levels even more. Even the hills around Pune, which naturally recharge these aquifers, are being cut away for quarrying and mining, disturbing the region's very ability to absorb and store water. Third, leakages. Before this water even reaches your home, nearly 1/3 or 32% has already been lost through leaking pipelines due to old systems. And on top of all of this year brought an added factor, El Nino. With all of these issues, here is how 2026 actually looked for Pune. In March, Pune's reservoirs together held roughly 25.5 TMC of water, more than enough to get through mid-July. But then came the El Nino warning across India, cautioning that there will be a delayed monsoon and some regions would be left drier. In fact, the last time El Nino happened in 2023, Pune faced a very similar water crisis the year after. In June, the monsoon arrived, 12 days late. And until then, Pune received just 13.9 millimeters of rain, a 91% deficiency compared to the previous year. That same month, all 4 dams together held just 3.88 TMC of water, 13% of their capacity, and far lower than the 10.17 TMC recorded 1 year ago. That is when the PMC announced the water cut, reducing from 1,600 million liters of water every day to 1,100 million liters, just as a precautionary measure. I can already hear you all saying, but Lavanya, it's pouring in Pune right now. Streets are literally waterlogged. And yes, you are right. In fact, in just the first week of June, Pune received more rain than it normally gets in the entire month. Khadakwasla storage doubled within 1 day. And because of that, the PMC has now paused its alternate day water supply. But Pune's water crisis cannot be solved with one good rainfall. What Pune is facing is a structural problem, made much worse by El Nino. Sure, the July rain has refilled the dams, but that is not a guarantee that the next summer will be easier. And sadly, this isn't just a Pune story. It's a pattern across Indian cities. So the one thing that is in our hands is the tap in front of us. Be mindful of how much water you use, because as Pune has just learned, it runs out much faster than you think. And if you're in Pune right now, tell us what the situation actually looks like in the comments below and subscribe for more climate stories.